Hello and welcome to Vimbu.com, a smart way to learn anything you want to learn. Today in this session we are going to learn how to create a maintenance generator for a table and a transaction code for that maintenance generator. So to create a maintenance generator, we again have to enter the ABAP dictionary, go to SE11, enter the name of the table for which you want to create a maintenance generator, say change, and you are in the table. Now you will go to utilities, select table maintenance generator from there, and there you are in the maintenance generator screen. I want to talk a little bit about maintenance generator. Basically a maintenance generator is nothing but a place to maintain that table, because on production or in general scenario on production we don't have a direct maintenance allowed for any table. So either you have to have a program or you would have to have a transaction code from which you can directly maintain it. So when you create a maintenance generator, ultimately what you're doing is you are creating a program which has input screen and then which allows you to maintain that table. So a maintenance generator is nothing but a set of program, is a combination of program and screens that will be there on that will be there to help you to maintain that that table. So once you create a maintenance generator, it is a good practice to even create a transaction code for that. So we'll create both of the things for this table. While creating a maintenance generator, the first thing you need to know is that you need to have an authorization group which will authorize you to maintain. So we'll take the auth as our authorization group. Then the second thing that you have to maintain is a function group. Now function group is going to store the basic code that would be generated on the backend for this particular table maintenance. So I'm going to create a table maintenance. I'm going to create this function group, a new function group with the same name of my view. I'll select the maintenance screen type. Now what is a single step and a two-step screen? If you select single step screen, you will get your maintenance generator with just one screen. Whereas if you say two-step, your maintenance generator would have two steps with two different screens. So right now we'll just choose one single step to make it a simple thing. The other thing that you have to enter is a screen number. We'll say that find screen number. This is a system generated proposal for us. So we'll let the first radio button as it is and we'll say OK. Now we are ready. There is one more thing before we go. That is, if you see in the last box, you have recording routine. You have two radio buttons over there, standard recording routine and no or user recording routine. So what that means is that if you select the first radio button, you tell the system that for every record you maintain using this maintenance generator, you need a customizing request for it. So if you select first radio button in your maintenance generator, your system will always ask you to create a customizing request. If you select the second radio button, your system will not ask you for any request of your database record. So that means on production you have to create a record for it. Whereas if you select the first radio button, your request would be there from the development system and that would be transported to all of the system. So generally we have that radio button, the first radio button ticked in the case of a customizing table. Since this table is not a customizing table, we would let the second radio button tick and now we'll press create. This will give us an option for package and request. We'll say local object because we don't want any request for this table, and then we'll move forward with it. This will create our maintenance generator. As you can see at the bottom, there are a lot of things getting created. It is not just a program, there are functions and all. So now we are ready with our maintenance generator. Let us go to transaction code SM30, where you run all these maintenance generator. Now if you enter your maintenance generator name and press maintain, you are there in the maintenance environment. You can click on the new entries and you have your generator ready. If you say save, so Vimbu 3 is the new entry that I'm creating in this table. I'll go back and there it is. So this is the database record that is created. If you want to check, you can check in the table. So now since we have created we would like to create, since we have created our maintenance generator, we would now want to have a transaction code for it, because if you don't have a transaction code, this maintenance generator would always run from SM30 transactions. So at times you don't even have SM30 authorization on production. So the better practice is, whenever you create a transaction, whenever you create a maintenance generator for any table, you also have a transaction code for it. So let's go into SE93, which is a transaction code creation. So I'm there in SE93, and I'll enter the transaction code name that I want. So I'll say Vimview underscore 02 as a new transaction code for my maintenance generator. Then enter a short description, and then select the first or any of the radio button that suits you. You can change it what it is. If you want to discuss, we can. You can see that your transaction code can be run for program, and screens can run for program selection. Screen can run with the methods of class of and then can have a variant. So you can define the basic initial settings, the start settings for your transaction code. So I mean, in our case, let's choose the last one, the transaction with parameters. Why? Because we have to mention the parameters into it. Now, while you are creating a transaction code, you generally enter a transaction code exactly for which you want to create that code. Generally, you have programs. If you want a program to have a transaction code, you would enter a program name. But since we have a transaction code SM30, from where you run all the maintenance generator, we'll enter SM30 here. And then you come down, and then you have these checkboxes. You will check all these three checkboxes. They are nothing but to just let system know that you want the GUI support for HTML, Java, and for Windows. That's fine. Now, if we come down, we have default values. This is something interesting and which differentiate this thing. If you go for the search hub, you see a lot of fields. View name, view fields, show, update, transport. Basically, these fields are the default values and the default fields that you want your transaction to have. In our case, we will choose view name. Why? Because we have our view attached to the transaction code, and we want to run this view from SM30. So ultimately what we are doing is we are telling that the new transaction code that we are creating is nothing but a transaction code SM30 with the value for a view name as ztest vimview02. So our this thing will call ztest vimview02 maintenance screen directly from this. Choose update another field, and put a next value into it, and then activate it. If I now save and activate it, it is there ready for me. I save it in local object because I don't want any transport request for it. Now press an F8, you would see this transaction code running. There it gets me the value. If you want to check the transaction code, you can enter zvimview2 and see if it is running for us. Okay, sorry, it's 02. So I'll enter zvimview underscore 02, and there it is. So we are ready with our maintenance view and the transaction code for it. Thank you.